What's up, AfterBuzzers? We're back here breaking down Botched Season 5, Episode 6. We got people getting injected in all kinds of places, and it gets very messy. Stay tuned.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Right, I know, right? Listen to
Now make that motherfucker hammer time.
Hey! Guys, we're back here. Thank you so much for tuning in. I am your host, Juliet Vibert. Lovely panel. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey everyone, it's your girl Nycole Hutchens.
Hey guys, it's your girl Tyra.
And Abigail Fraher. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks you guys so much. And thanks for being here. It's a full panel.
Finally. It's been a long time coming.
It really has. We have a jam-packed episode for you guys. We're going to be talking about all the different patients that came in today. We have some nose jobs, we got some silicone butts, and we got some big lips. So lots going on. And before we get too much into this episode, guys, tell me what were your overall thoughts, starting with you, my lovely Abigail.
This was my favorite episode.
Really? Why is that?
I just liked that even the person who we all know wasn't going to get surgery because, it's pretty standard now. I like that. I think there was a little more to it than just being like, no, we're not doing surgery. Yeah. So I think that's what I enjoyed from it.
Yeah, same. I like how pretty much like, you know how mainly in episodes it's always that girlfriend or boyfriend trying to impress their spouse. I like how this one was like, I'm supportive. I don't think you should do this, but if you want, like, I'll still support you. And then in the end, she was just like, you were right. Like, it wasn't that peer pressure kind of episode, so I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, you two have some good points. I wouldn't say it's my favorite episode, but it was definitely a good episode, and I love that they touched on some things that they haven't touched on in a while, which I'm sure we're going to get into once we break down.
Yeah, well, let's do it. Let's talk about Katie in her nose. So she kind of has this like little split, so it looks like a little horns. And they kind of started off the episode with her and her son who was making fun of her. I thought that was kind of sweet, but did that kind of break your heart? What were you guys feeling about that?
It was kind of embarrassing to me as a mom, I would think. I mean, it's like, a child is innocent, but it was also kind of like, wow, like my son, he's like judging me, but he's not judging me. He's like, Mom, am I going to grow up and my nose is going to look like yours? Like, it was just kind of weird.
It is because like kids like always will tell the truth. Like you want to hear something.
It's so unfiltered.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I was just like, ooh.
It's like if they know this, then maybe we need to say
Right. For sure. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was cute. I thought it was cute, that little moment between the mom and then the son. But like you guys said, he's being honest. And, as a mother, you're like, oh, my gosh. So, yeah, it was cute.
And she was laughing along, but do you think she was really laughing or she's probably sad about the whole thing?
I mean, with people like this, it's like it's been years. So I'm sure she's like used to it. Right. But it probably was like, okay, my kid is noticing. Let's go ahead and get this fixed.
Yeah. I mean, as you're saying, it was a long time coming. She was an athlete as a kid and broke her nose a bunch of times. And her mom was like, let's just put ice on it. And they kind of never got it fixed.
That's so strange to me, too, to have like a parent just kind of be so chill about like a nose break. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
really like, don't panic, Mom, don't panic.
Size to the point where she learned to paint with her other hand. Like,
that was crazy.
That was insane. That was actually now I thought that was heartbreaking. Like you're that insecure about your face that you don't even want to like be at an angle for them to notice, how bad it is.
Yeah, not even that. Just her making this conscious effort to train her other hand to paint. Like that must have been so frustrating because, like, literally, that takes a lot of practice.
Or she's just really talented.
Yeah, well, that too. But no, seriously.
And she's a teacher, and you want to put your best foot forward, and especially when it comes to your business. And I think it's interesting how that it really affected her so much that she's putting that aside, and her business and her money is maybe not as important as like people judging her. So it's like deep rooted in insecurities, which was really saddening. But she goes in and before she meets the doctors, what I thought was interesting is that the reason why she kind of is as messed up as she is because her mom made kind of this split decision where the doctors was like saying those infamous words, well, we're at it.
Yeah.
How old was she when she had the surgery? Did they say
15.
Okay.
That's young.
But it's like, I honestly felt bad for the mom too because she really did carry that around with her, that it was her fault. And I didn't think that was fair. That they kind of pegged a lot of it on her. Like, at 15, I feel like you're old enough to be like, hey, I don't know.
You're old enough, but at the end of the day, you still have to have that.
Right, you have to have the
parental
consent, but like, I don't know if I would just be like, yeah, sure, Mom, make the decision for my nose. I don't know.
Like, Mom, it's my nose. What do you mean?
Right,
Right.
I get it, but I also felt really bad for them. It was like a double.
Yeah.
It was a double pain there because
Yeah.
the mom
Yeah.
felt.
But I mean, it's like
responsible.
at 15, you know, but at the same time, it's like you still trust your parents
Right,
to like
right.
they still know. At least me personally, I'd be like, my mom still knows what's best, so I'm just gonna
Right,
go ahead and get this surgery done.
Right.
But I mean, it's unfortunate that the mom ended up being
Yeah.
at fault. But I mean, I guess it just happens that way.
Right. I mean, and I probably would have done the same thing. Like, okay, I trust my mom, you know, but at the same time, her mom like literally made a decision right on the spot. She didn't even think about it. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I
just
can
pinch it.
understand why you were holding that burden on your back. Maybe it was kind of fair.
Oh yeah, I
to
understand
say
like
that.
why. It's just like it sucks.
Yeah, it sucks,
Yeah, it
but that's what
definitely-
happens when you make decisions like that. Yeah, it kind of follows you.
What would you guys do if like a doctor like you went in, like let's say you maybe not your nose, but you went in for something and then they're like, you know what, actually scratch everything we talked about at your consultation. We're gonna do this. Like would you freak out?
Yes.
Totally.
Yes.
I would be like, okay, so why didn't you tell me this in the beginning? Like, now I'm not understanding your motive, or I'm judging your, I don't know, before
assessment.
Yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. I couldn't get it out.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I get what you're saying, but I feel like I've been guilty of we're not going to compare like going to the hairdresser with plastic surgery.
You're right.
But
That's
you
a
know
good
what I mean?
example.
You go in and you're like, no, I just want highlights, bro. That's all I want. And they're like, oh, well, while we're at it, don't you think some cute bangs? We're like, well, I can't. No, but I think for your frame it'll be great. And you're just like, sure. She's a professional. I'm gonna trust them.
Right.
And
And
also
then
like last minute like insecurities. They're like, well, actually, like, what about this? And I'm like, oh shit, maybe I do need that. Like, like I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like with these kind of like procedures though, like don't you go through the consultation and then the next day, like on the show, they have that surgery. So I don't know if I remember correctly. Did they recommend this after the consultation?
It was a few
or-
minutes before. No, so they had the whole consult. Like, it seemed like they had a game plan. And the day of surgery, he was like, while we're at it, I just had this thought. What if we just try this out?
So like that still is weird because after your consultation, you have this talk about, okay, this is what we're gonna get done, and then on the day of, it's just like
We're just
let's
gonna
add
pinch
this
your
too.
nose.
Like
We're
no,
gonna add a
that
little
wasn't the plan
pinch.
from
Yeah.
the beginning. I don't know.
But then you're like,
I don't know.
But should we pinch my nose? Like,
Right.
Yeah, I think
That's crazy.
I don't really. The mom, I just think she was trying her best.
Yeah.
And as they were saying, there was no internet back then. They couldn't do the same intense research that we have access to now. So it was just different factors, and it was sad that she got to see her daughter kind of grow up with all these insecurities.
Yeah.
But they go into the consultation, and it seems like it's going to be really, really risky. But she decides to go forward. Before deciding to do it, she starts kind of bawling, and you can see those insecurities. Like, I can't imagine wanting to, like, having to make these decisions. She's afraid of them making the wrong decision again. Do you think, like, do you think that when it comes to that, like, it's normal to be emotional, or she's overreacting?
especially when your first time is such a bad experience. But also at the same time, it's like not only are these doctors, top rated, but like they have the show. I feel like I would feel a lot better, like just knowing there's some follow through after or something. I don't know.
That's a great point. The fact that cameras are here, I'm like, you can't mess up that much. Cause,
Right. Because your
super-
reputation is on the line.
Right.
Yeah. I can understand her anxiety. Like you said, she had a bad experience the first time. So I would be nervous too. And I probably would start crying because I'd be thinking, oh my God, I hope I do not make another mistake. Like this would be the worst. You know what I mean? So I can understand that anxiety and her breaking down.
Yeah, definitely. And then it's her face too. Also, it's not like this is just like any other place, on her body. Like your face is your representation of you. So
your
it's
identity.
Like, if they mess up my face, then I'm just messed up all over again. And
It's also interesting that she didn't have another surgery after all those years, because I feel like we've never seen someone that just had
who are
one.
just
And stopped.
consistent.
Yeah. And like I think it was Dr. Dubrow that mentioned this in the episode. He was like, it's such a good thing that she did not go see someone else. Like she waited all this time and she got lucky.
Yeah.
Found these doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she, I mean, I thought it was interesting how she was saying, you know what, I'm going to trust you because I feel that you're an artist, you're a sculptor, and this is, I'm your canvas. I thought it was a great metaphor, but also, I would not, I feel uncomfortable saying that my face is someone else's canvas, you know? Like,
That is kind of weird.
you're trusting so much in their hands.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot, but overall it was successful. They had to take so many pieces of different places.
So good.
They did.
did.
I
Like-
loved it.
And then they showed the mom, and I was like, their noses kind of looked like similar. I don't know. I thought it was a great nose job.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
props.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
really,
really
great.
good.
Yeah.
And it was intense. Like they often do take different parts of the body, but like rib, like bunch of different places.
And I
like
think, was it the ears
the
also?
ears,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cartilage, yeah.
It was like to help like widen it, I guess, because it was just so narrow.
It's cool. It's kind of cool because I didn't know that you could take stuff from the ear too. Like how
Yeah.
your body can kind of like harvest
I know.
things for itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Body is amazing.
Yeah.
It really, really is. And when they were showing that thing, like, we're the same. We don't really watch when there's the actual surgery. But before, when they do the drawing, I'm like, oh, that I could watch. And it seems so intense. They're like, we're going to take this, and then we're going to put this piece here, and this piece here, and then again. And then I'm like, this is just not stopping, is it?
Yeah.
So intense. But as you guys were saying, like, I'm so happy she looks good.
Yes,
she feels
she
good.
looks great.
She looked great. Wait, did anyone else though get confused when they were showing at the end? Like the reveal, and there was one of her friends or something was in a similar colored dress.
Yeah.
I was like,
Wasn't that
I
her
didn't even pay
sister?
attention to that.
I
was
looked
that
like
her
a twin sister almost.
I don't know because they looked like
They did
good, but
look-
like the sister didn't look as good
Right.
as like the girl.
But they
and
looked
so
a
I was
lot
like, wait,
alike.
is
Yeah.
that her? And then sorry, I don't know.
You got
why.
her confused. Yeah, no, good
really
point.
threw me
Yeah.
off.
I literally said the same thing. I was looking at my screen. I was like, "Wait, she has a twin sister. They didn't bring this up. Like that's so weird." And then they showed her again from afar, and they were really next to each other, and they think they look a lot alike, but I don't think they're related.
Okay. They just it was
okay.
so weird. I was like,
Yeah.
I completely missed that.
And then I thought it was her talking to the mom about her not having paintings of herself. So it was like kind of a weird production on that part, but overall great.
Overall, great segment with that patient. You guys, we're ready to move on to Tommy with the silicone butt. I've never seen anything like this. Like, I really haven't. I don't know what else to say about this, you guys. Like, what were your thoughts when you saw this or heard this incredible story?
Oh my gosh.
Incredible.
You know, it just made me think about, okay, so she had gotten her injections in 2010. Okay.
The first time?
The first time.
Okay.
So from what I remember is that the whole illegal injection thing started like in 07 or 06 or something like that. Like it was starting to get popular. To my understanding. So I was thinking to myself, okay, you've known a lot of people who've had some jacked up procedures from this. What would make you still go on ahead and do it?
Right.
Like you've heard about it at this point. So I'm not shocked that her butt, it looked horrible. I've never seen anything like that.
It was tragic.
It was
very
tragic.
bad.
That's the
Yeah.
perfect word for
Yeah.
it. So I'm just like,
But
good
see-
Lord, how are they gonna fix this?
I think in her mind, it was just like, I mean, like her story. She was a dancer. She was noticing that she wasn't getting any tips, and like
She
all the
wasn't-
people with the big butts
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
So I think, we know like the history with the illegal, injections, but she was just like, look, I need to make money, and it's whatever. Let me just go ahead and get these shots and go
cares
on.
about
That's
that
probably
money.
what
It
she was
almost
thinking.
makes you like what you're saying is I was thinking like the exact same thing, but then I was also like, yo, like people like do drugs all day long and they know that kills. Like, do you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
heroin's gonna kill you, yet you still shoot up. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And so
Abigail's so funny.
no, but like,
Sorry,
I
know
don't
you're
know. It was just,
serious.
like, that
Yeah.
was like the closest representation
Yeah.
I could kind of like, or like we know drinking and driving kills, but we still do it. So it was almost
We
like,
do not do it, but people do.
Right.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. No, we don't. Like, I'm sorry. Thank you, but no, girl, I have one glass of wine and I'm
I know.
ordering Uber.
No, I know you. That's why I'm like, I just don't want this out there.
I'm
Right.
sorry, I don't. But people, society still does those things, and so. Yeah, a rational person would be like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do this," and it was crazy. I didn't know what made illegal silicone illegal is that the properties of it are so different than
Yeah, that
actual
was
medical
very
silicone.
interesting.
When
Yeah.
he was saying that this is a liquid that they use to put in like machines and
Yeah.
stuff,
Industrial
like
or
industrial
something, yeah.
stuff, like, oh my god, no, you don't want that in your butt. That's
Crazy.
Think of how much you sit down. Also, like that's
Right.
another thing.
No.
Like think of how much you need to. You can't be standing all day.
Or when you lay to sleep. And
Right.
Yeah.
it was. I I might have some nightmares. Like, I mean, it was bad. It was botched.
Yeah.
Like, that, I think, is the most botched thing that we've
The
seen.
fact
Yeah.
that like
Don't
it
you?
dangled in the front, and she's like, I look like I have balls. I'm like,
No, it looked
Yeah, it,
like,
like-
honestly, it looked like something else. But
Yeah, same. I didn't think it didn't look like that. It looked like
You're right.
yeah.
lips
It
on
looked
it,
like
girl.
I don't know how to say this in like a PG way, but yeah, definitely.
Right.
I wonder if they ended up on saying balls for TV. I was literally thinking about this because they couldn't say what it really looked like. It
Yeah,
looked
it
like
was
her.
bad.
Yeah,
It
her,
was like
it
her
looked like
labia.
a vagina. Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Sorry.
What's the
We're trying to be proper.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we got to
It
keep it
looked
real
like
on
a
here.
labia that was just like a mile long. It was so nasty.
Yep.
And even the scarring, it was a whole mess. And this was intense because when they were doing the surgery, at least they were really showing it, really like these close-ups.
Graphic.
It was really graphic. It was really long. Ugh, it was so gross.
I turned away so many times.
Your face right now, like you look like you're gonna get sick. Like that, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, can I just say it?
Yeah.
It didn't look good after.
It did.
It
know.
looked better.
But it looked better.
It
but that's
looked
what I'm saying.
better.
Like, I think, you know what? I think that's why I like this episode too, is because we're so used to them literally performing like miracles where you're like, oh, it's not that bad if someone like messes your boobs up. But it's like, I feel like this was almost more of a PSA than anything else. Cause
It
it's
definitely
like,
was.
Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna like mess you up for life. Like you can't even
Right.
rebuild that. Like that is the best your ass is ever gonna
Right.
look. And
Yeah.
She messed up her it affected her kidneys
Yeah,
from
she
the
almost
first
died from
procedure.
it,
She almost
like-
died. Yeah. That's
Crazy.
Yeah.
it looked good though in the dress. At
It
the
looked good
end.
in the dress,
but it definitely it was just like okay, like
Yeah. Could she build it up? Like if she goes to the gym, could
I was
she
just gonna ask,
naturally?
did they say if there was like muscle damage or anything?
I don't remember
They didn't mention
that.
any of that. It was
Okay.
mainly just tissues and even in the surgery that they get rid of. There's still remaining silicone.
Okay.
It wasn't on. They got rid of a lot, but it's not unclear if there's still some in there.
that's
'Cause it was
what freaked
spread.
me out the most.
Right.
Like it was just like, so you mean to tell me like she probably has silicone just floating around all over her body? Like I would just personally feel disgusted if I knew like I still had, I don't know,
Yeah.
silicone just everywhere.
I would be scared for my life.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if
Right.
my heart's gonna stop one day.
Hey, where would
Because
it
of the
travel
silicone.
to?
Yeah.
It probably would stop because you're so scared that it's gonna stop. Like that's like
You're in shock, yeah.
And it was weird to me that she still wanted implants after all
It was
of that.
very weird.
Yes, that was.
I mean, well,
very
she
weird.
knows that her butt is.
But it's like she's
awful.
still, even after all of that, like vanity still took over
Yeah.
precedence over like.
Well,
being
think about it, yeah,
healthy.
because she's done it so many times.
Right.
So that I think the fact is she just wants the result and
Yeah.
she doesn't really care about all the
Yeah.
consequences. It was, ugh.
Yeah.
Another thing we were talking about too is that she has so many back tattoos, and they were literally
Yeah.
cutting her
Oh
up
my
and
gosh.
lifting her skin, and we like saw put the hand in there. It was
Yeah.
so graphic, and I was
I
trying to.
literally didn't watch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was
I turned away.
And I watched it.
it was like a Frankenstein thing, and I'm just wondering. I try to see when they're showing the result, but her tattoos must be all janky now because they're just like
Yeah,
literally
but
cut.
I think he said there was going to be a line that does
Yeah.
go through the actual. There's going to be a scarring
Yeah.
there.
But they're like
But
mismatched.
From
or
the
something.
before and
Yeah.
after, it still kind of looked similar. So I don't know if it was too much of a change, but
yeah.
Does she still dance?
That's one thing. They didn't talk about what she does for work now. They didn't really talk
Okay,
about
can
that.
I say something?
She's not dancing.
I already know what you're gonna tell me.
You already know what I'm going to say because she looked familiar. Okay, I don't know if she was an actress or
She
something.
did.
Yes,
Bro.
Yes, thank you
because
Thank
I was
you.
like, I've seen this bitch before. Like, was she on something else?
Yeah.
Or have I seen her at the club? Like,
Yeah. No, I think
in my
so.
free time.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I really, or she has one of those,
Yeah.
honestly, she kind of looks like Kat Von D a little. So it was
Yeah.
like maybe
So
it was,
where did we see her? For our audio listeners, like I'm kind of.
you know, she can work
She
that
could have
pole, though.
possibly but the poll, in addition to doing some additional adult work,
Some
we'll just say
things.
that.
Some things.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
so I
Yes.
wasn't going there, but good to
Bro,
know.
thank you. 'Cause I feel like I'm normally the one crossing those lines. I wasn't gonna do it today. Thank you. I really, she looks
Yeah, I was
damn
like,
familiar.
That's interesting,
was
but you
her
know what?
name?
Good for her because like
Tommy, I'm gonna Google it.
yeah, do
That's
it.
not
now
her
on your
name.
phone.
Should I do it?
That's not her
Do you don't
name.
think that's
That's
not her
her
name?
name.
She's got her name.
Yeah.
We will find this
What
out
was her
for you
last
guys.
name? Do you guys remember? Because it will
Was
bring
it her
up her
last
other
name?
name probably too, right?
Yeah.
Type it
We
in.
will
definitely
guys,
announce it at the
we will
end.
Google that,
Tommy
and we
Lahren?
will try to get you that answer before the end
Sorry,
of the
guys, yeah,
show.
I'm gonna
And
look.
if we
I'm gonna look.
cannot, we'll definitely leave it in the comments. And we also, it's a good opportunity to let you guys know how much we enjoy your comments. We enjoy the fact that you listen to us, and we also enjoy the fact that you subscribe. So if you haven't done so already, please make sure to do so because it really helps the network grow, and it really benefits you because if you like reality TV, like Botches is a reality TV show, as you probably already know. When you subscribe to things on YouTube, you'll get content that's catered that you enjoy. So if you like reality, you'll have things pop up in your feed, and yeah, it's great all over. Abby's looking that stuff up.
They didn't give us her last name.
And while she does that, let's talk a little bit more because we talked a little bit about it, but I want to talk a little bit more about her relationship because she seemed to, with all that butt mess, it seemed that she had a solid rock, which was that
Yeah.
boyfriend by her side. What were your thoughts about him and like his, how he carried her through the episode?
I just loved him. I
Why is
love
that?
that like he was just so like you're fine the way you are, like, and then also just very cautious of her health, and he's just like, you don't need to get this, and she's just like, I'm gonna get it, and he's still like, okay, whatever you want to do, I'm still here. Like, he was still supportive, when the complications happened, he was right by her side in the hospital. Like, I don't know, I just really loved the full-on support of the whole episode.
I agree. I liked it as well. And, he kept emphasizing, I just really, really care that she likes it because she's so picky. She's just so
Yeah.
picky. And I'm like, oh, he really wants her to be
Like,
happy. I just love seeing that
That's
support.
love.
Yeah.
Like, that's love. Like, what were they together, like, 2 months before it all started happening? So it's like,
He knew.
Right.
bro. Like,
Okay.
really?
So I got the
like,
name.
oh. Is it right?
Okay, why are you looking at me like that?
No,
Okay,
no,
I'm just.
I
look,
recognize.
I heard from somebody.
Yeah,
okay,
someone told you.
Someone told me, and she just looks. She looks a lot like someone named Mason Moore.
Is that the
Yeah.
stage name?
Yeah.
Mason Moore.
I'm like looking on your phone.
right. Let's see.
So yeah, if you guys are like trying
Let's
to
get the
Google that,
tea.
you can see if they look similar.
M-O-O-R-E?
Their face. I'm talking about their face specifically.
All right, guys. If you
have
are
it?
listening, make sure to Google the name
does.
Mason Moore and let us know if you think this is the same patient. Let's take
I don't
a
like
vote.
what's
Let's take a
coming
vote. Let's take a vote.
Like, I'm like, should we go to
see.
images?
I know.
I know,
Can I go
just
to
be
images?
careful.
Is that blocked on the what? It does.
Yeah, doesn't it look
But
like?
I don't think it's her.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
it
it
looks
does
like
look
could
like-
she? Yeah.
Kind
It
of right
does
there.
look
Oh
like
my
her.
god.
I'm just saying.
It
I'm
looks
just
like
saying.
her.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It does.
I don't think it
let
is.
us know in the
I don't think it
comments.
is, but you guys let us know in the comments. We'll take a vote at the end of the. You think it's a yes?
No.
She looks like her.
I was
You think
going to
it's-
ask if y'all would stay with a guy who had something happen like that.
that got butt injections in
that-
a
No, I'm not
janky
talking about
motel
butt
room.
injections.
Definitely
I'm
not.
just talking about
Oh, his,
that had like messed up stuff when
Like
you
a-
guys were like gonna get sexual. Like, because I feel like that's like a huge like deal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I might be being vague, but like
No, I would completely be disgusted. Sorry.
like after
Not
2
sorry,
months, like
but-
Yeah.
you were with a dude. Like, let's just say like I don't know. Like, I mean, clearly like I don't know if I'm being too vulgar. Like her genitalia wasn't affected.
Yeah.
It was obviously her butt, but then it
But it was
spread
touching
down like,
it,
to
yeah.
it. So like I don't know, like what I mean, I guess there isn't really anything that guys do other than like you can do like penis enhancements and stuff like that. But like that's a little separate from what we're really talking about. But
Right.
like, I don't know. Like,
That's
would
a
you
good
be
point.
with someone
That's a
if
good
it was
point,
something
yeah.
that you were actually like you're having like
intimacy. Yeah.
intimacy
Yeah.
with you're being intimate also with that botched situation.
Yeah, and that's why I thought it was so sweet that he would still stay by her side
Yeah.
throughout all this because I'm like, wow, he still is attracted to her.
Right.
I'm assuming sexually, you know,
Right.
if he's still with her, but I know that's a huge deal in relationships,
Right.
especially
Definitely.
nowadays. And to your question, would I still be with someone who had a messed up situation?
You'd like to think
That's
you would
so
be.
hard.
Right?
That is
but after
so
2 months, you don't
hard.
know someone after
He
2
would have
months.
to make up in
Yeah.
other areas.
Yeah.
And I don't
Definitely.
mean what
And maybe
you're
she
probably
does.
thinking, but yeah.
I'm sure she does. I'm sure she does, and I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Like especially like about
2 months in.
2 months in, but it's part of it's a very voluptuous part. It's very a feminine aspect
Yeah.
of people, and yeah, that's missing. But I think that they definitely had that connection, and
Right.
somehow
Yeah.
that overshadows it. And
Which is great. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm very
great,
happy.
but-
I just didn't know what your guys' opinion, or what your guys, we would love to hear your opinion.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great point.
I didn't even think. I'm like over here just like, wow, would I like, because like even in women, like, I mean, men like butts. So
Yeah.
just like,
They're very visual. Men are very visual. So well, at least
it
the
was
men
truly
I know.
the heart. He loved her. He loves her.
He really does. And let's talk a little bit about that wedding. What did you guys think about that wedding?
I think it was fake.
I think it was fake too.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just shattered
Like,
Nicole's
you even
world.
said, you were like, they don't have any friends at the wedding. Like, it had to be.
Some
Come
people
on
like
now.
private, you know.
No, you're not recording your wedding with, I mean,
And their
You
wedding
got
kiss.
no one at your wedding,
Yeah.
just a camera crew.
Did you see their wedding
The
kiss? Though?
botched
It was like
camera
a
crew.
weird kiss. It was like
No,
a
I
like.
didn't- I didn't
It was
notice.
weird.
It was
You're
weird.
gonna have to go
Oh,
back
you
and
know what
watch
also
Yeah.
is weird? In her interviews, she's way more glammed up than in her actual
Yeah,
wedding. Her hair's
that
not
too.
done. There's wind up, like, and then her interview, she has beautiful curls. I'm like,
She
so
looked-
you couldn't put that effort
She looked like a pinup girl almost, like in her interviews, and then
in her wedding, and it wasn't like a choice, like, oh, I'm gonna be
like
soft.
like the 50s, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
old school hairstyling and like the cat eye.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think
And
it
it
was
wasn't like a
definitely
bold choice of like I'm gonna go a little bit more natural for this one. You could there's different kinds of effort.
Honey, I think we all know you're past natural, so let's just not play.
Right. Yeah, and just one more thought, because I'm like putting everything together, and especially I can't wait to see the comments on what people think in terms of, does she look familiar? Because didn't they get together, you said, after just 2 months or
It
something?
was 6 weeks they got married. Oh, that they 2 months after
Yeah.
that happened.
Okay, I'm okay. There's a reason for everything.
Yeah.
2 months. And I said she looks very familiar. There's something else that's keeping him,
There's
okay?
something.
Yeah, there's something. So-
what might that be?
Her big personality.
Okay, don't
Her
put
big
me on blast
personality.
tonight.
Oh gosh. Well, overall, her surgeries were successful. Might I say, debatable, because it's not what we had hoped for, but it's
Right.
better.
I think
It's
they-
successful for her health.
Health. There we go.
And I
Yeah,
also think
that's
that
the
they
point.
probably had to go in and do that little snippet that they said they might have to do.
Oh, yeah,
based on
they're
the
gonna have
photo.
to.
Like,
Yeah.
did you guys feel like it was awkward when Dubrow was saying that? I feel like they were almost like, yeah, you're gonna do it. Like, it was kind of weird. Did you guys pick
Yeah.
up that vibe?
Oh, right. Well, I think she had high expectations. I also,
Yeah.
again, you mentioned on the show, we see them go above and beyond and create all these miracles. That she was coming into this show thinking she was going to come out with implants and a big butt, and she kind of looks better, but kind of the same. So I think that's what she was
Yeah.
like. Yeah, whatever you can do, let's fix it. But yeah, I think she was a little disappointed.
Yeah, definitely. But I also think it just showed like they're trustworthy doctors. Like they're not about the money, about the scamming. Like it was just like her health is important. And I mean, in multiple episodes they turn people away, but I really liked how this one solely focused on like we just need to get you okay so you
Right.
can live
Yeah, I
to
like
see
that too.
you know
Right,
get
right.
married.
Yep.
Well, successful, not successful, debatable. You guys let us know. But let's move on to our third patient of the evening, Miss Cindy Moore, the Instagram model.
Oh, Cindy.
Cindy, is
Did
it?
anyone look up her Instagram?
No.
I didn't.
Me either.
I didn't.
Cindy
wondering.
Moore loves everything more. So more boobs, more butt, more lips, especially. Those were some big, big, big lips. So she said that she gets injections every 2 weeks.
I saw that.
Abigail, you work in a cosmetic spa. Can you tell us is that normal?
2 weeks is normal for like a checkup. So like you can't inject someone before 2 weeks just because you're usually swollen and bruised. We definitely have seen people 2 weeks after injection and have done more. We do have one patient who came in every 2 weeks for like 2 months, so 4 times, just to get her lips perfect. But like she was also very picky. But I mean, I don't know. That's a lot.
Someone on a
Yeah.
constant every
Yeah.
2 weeks they're in.
Yeah.
That's the
But
appointment.
what's weird is they didn't look that big to me for how often
See, that's what I thought too.
that she is getting them to, like, I wasn't like, you know, because some girl, especially here in LA, my God, you walk down the street and you're like, your lips walk in the door 3 minutes before you do. Like, you know, like they're huge.
Yeah.
But I thought hers looked large, but they still, honestly, they didn't look like
Really?
unnatural to me. With the red on, yes,
Yeah,
but when
yeah.
she was
Okay.
just like naked faced,
Okay.
It did
I
look
thought
normal.
she
It must have
Good.
it must have been the lipstick, because when I saw
Yeah.
her lips, and the reason why this surprised me is because just typically, particularly women of color, we have full lips, so we don't tend to go for lip injections or too much of it, at least. So I was surprised that she was going as often as she was, because she already naturally had, there were some before pictures, and she naturally had full lips. So I was surprised. This is the first time I'd seen an African-American woman go in for constant lip injections.
Right.
So.
Well, I have small lips too, so.
Oh, okay. Well,
You know, it's not common for every woman of color.
bro, yeah. Well, majority, not all.
No, everyone's staring at my mouth.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, huh?
Right.
They look good to me. They look good to me. No, but yeah, it was a weird. That's a lot. That's a lot of injections.
Yeah.
And she was saying that, like, you know what? If I want to get them until they pop, I swear they're gonna pop one day.
They really.
They look like they
that
were.
can happen.
That can happen. How does that happen?
Not like a balloon where it pops, but you can actually like see.
Like stuff coming out.
Well, didn't she have like bumps or like bubbles when he like lifted it? Like,
and bubbles
he
are
did.
normal.
Okay.
Bumps are normal, or like it almost feels like obviously I have my lips done. It feels like just like it's like textured almost, but it usually goes away in 2 to 3 weeks. And scar tissue can form little bumps too. And a lot of times scar tissue will keep your lips looking plump even after everything's like reabsorbed into your body. Which is why if you do it regularly, a lot of times you won't need, like, you know, like even like Kylie Jenner, like if she, first of all, we know she didn't take all her filler out.
Exactly.
But she just didn't add any more. But even if she didn't ever add any more, her lips would never go back to their normal size because of the scar tissue that's there. It will keep it fuller. Like we saw her scar tissue on the girl's butt, how it like made it like that. So your scar tissue will form like in your lips.
So if I came in and I got some lip injections, and I know that's determined on how many cc, does it go by
CCs,
that?
Yep.
How long are they supposed to last before I come back in? Can they last a month, 2 months? Like,
so it just depends what you fill with. So like Juvederm's what's common, and that's typically they say up to a year. I say 6 to 9 months, just depending, because you're always moving your mouth like when you're talking and stuff. But yeah, 6 to 9 months.
Oh, okay, that's good. I thought people were going in like, I'm every week. Like that's okay. I'm like, first of all, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
You're going every week.
No.
That's a great point. Every 2 weeks that this Cindy Moore is going, that's a lot of money. But she saves a little bit because she has this woman kind of come to her. She doesn't really come to a facility. This seemed a little shady to me. What about you guys?
Yeah.
The ladies seem shady. Also, like the guy that came with her.
Yes, let's talk about that.
Did they talk about her like home life? Because her children did not look biracial.
They didn't?
I didn't think so. Do you think they did?
When I looked at them, I was like, they look like they could be biracial.
Okay, maybe then I'm wrong.
I mean, maybe they were, but maybe they weren't.
I
They could be from another man too.
Right.
But
Oh,
But
I was trying to see if the trainer if they conceived together.
No,
I mean, the trainer that was with her.
Oh, that's just her trainer.
That's her trainer.
That's why it was so weird and awkward in the room, because they were just like, how do you feel when she's like naked working out with you?
Yeah.
And he started sweating, and it seemed that she kind of
totally probably fuck.
Oh,
I'm so sorry. They definitely are hooking up.
yeah, for sure. Nice
For
save.
sure. Like, what? Like, that's weird.
Like,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
Well,
for
For sure, and I think that's what happened. I think that she was like, come on this show, be on this show, and he was like, okay, they're maybe not out with it, and it was very clear, and he's sweating, and he didn't really know. Yeah, it was very
do you guys
strange.
think it's appropriate to work out naked with a trainer?
Absolutely not.
Unless you're unless you're gonna do another kind of workout afterwards. Like,
Right, but no, like as a because you know, like LA, I feel like LA is the place. Like if you're gonna have something like a little off centered, like hippie here, but like.
Right.
I don't know, but I was just thinking about like the comfort of her during a workout. Like, I don't know, like first of all, she has like big boobs and all of that. Like, imagine running. I'm sorry, but like running, like I feel like that's not comfortable.
She's clearly comfortable with it.
Leggings on. Like,
Yeah,
I just don't know.
I just feel like it's a lot of jiggling, and I don't know.
What does she do for a living? Did we find that out? The show didn't reveal that.
No.
you know, I mean, she says that she gets some money from Instagram, so.
No.
No, you don't believe that?
I mean, I'm sure she maybe like
She probably has some rich man in her DMs.
Yeah.
I don't know, or maybe was there a ring on her? Like, I'm just honestly, I feel like the whole time they were talking about her, I was more concerned about her personal life than I was anything else.
Definitely.
And just to circle back on what you guys were talking about, I just Googled it, naked workouts in LA, and there's actually quite a few.
Wow.
There's a naked yoga LA, which is in Venice. If you guys are in the area, go check that out. So, little plug there, but you were saying.
I don't even remember now.
I'm sorry, I probably
Juliet, dance with the wind. Thank you. That was just, she was interesting. I do like, though, how she said she's not a bimbo. She just really likes to look like one.
Yeah.
Which was intriguing to me.
Sorry.
Your face is killing
that's
me
what I was
today.
gonna say. I don't know. I just really questioned her as a parent, as a mom. Like, I don't know. How do you think her kids feel like seeing her mom like just so like blown up?
That's a
so
great
embarrassed.
point.
And like going to like parent teacher conferences, or just like maybe they have like a school play and your
Like, that's
mom's
your
showing
mom.
up looking like, you know, I don't know, like, no offense, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's weird.
And I feel like there are a lot of people that like that look, that very fake look, because it has
Clearly.
been so
Yeah.
prominent in you know like their last decade or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, and like all for you, like go do what you want to do. However, I think there's a taste level that goes along
Absolutely.
with things. Like,
Yeah.
sure, look fake, blow your lips up, and all of that, but like when you're looking like you're for sale at your child's. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I know you're not-
weird.
yeah.
It's weird. You can have that fake look while still maintaining a classy vibe.
Right.
And I feel like that's where she maybe is a little misinformed.
See, and this is where I have an issue with when someone's a parent and they're doing this when their children are so young.
Yeah.
I feel like you're being very selfish. You're not thinking about, okay, how's this going to affect my children? You know, are they going to get made fun of at school? Are they going to, like, I don't know. I just feel like I would assume, because I don't have children, I just feel like you would be in a different mind frame and you're making different decisions in your life when you have someone else to look over.
Yeah.
Because now it's not just you have to think about. You have to think about the child as well.
Or also, what are you instilling in them when they look for a partner?
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Or
that's
just a great
true.
point. And you said like when you're a kid, but even imagine just being in high school and you're like at that awkward stage, or even middle school, and then that's your mom, and you're
Right.
dealing with your own body issues and all that
That's
stuff.
what I was gonna say, like mentally, like, so they're thinking, oh, my mom just like, if they feel like they're fat, well, I know my mom, she'll like take care of me to get my body fixed because she does it. Like, I don't know, would they think like it's okay to get plastic surgery, or they would be
Right.
insecure about their bodies because they see their mom is all blown up and like, I
Yeah.
keep saying
Yeah, she's
blown
into
up, but,
herself.
you know.
No, but I feel you.
Yeah.
It's just like moderation is key
Yeah.
to a certain extent.
Yeah.
Like I'm clearly that's in my career. Like I'm about improving yourself to make yourself feel like the best version of you. But like the doctors say, there's like a line of like mental stability that she's crossed, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they didn't want to operate. They were
Yeah.
saying a more permanent solution would be to do implants rather than doing injections all the time, but they really were against that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good question for you. When is it a good time to get lip implants, or should you stick to injections?
I know nothing about lip implants.
Yeah, so-
literally, I don't know. I honestly, I don't even know what they plant in there. Like I have
Right.
no idea.
Yeah, probably because injections are kind of the route to go.
Right.
Okay,
If
so
we-
I didn't even know there was a difference. So like, can like explain that?
Yeah. Injections are like a fluid that they put into your lips
Okay.
that dissolves after a few months.
Yeah, it's hyaluronic acid based, so your
Okay.
body already makes that. The only way someone could really have an issue with it is if the sugar in it
Yeah.
bothers them, which is
Okay.
super, super, super rare. And then there's like Voluma, which you're not supposed to. It's not made for the lips, but some people do inject it into lips because it lasts longer and it's harder than a Juvederm. But I honestly don't. I can't even talk on implants because I
yeah.
don't know anything about it.
Yeah, they're very,
wow.
very risky. So, and that's why the doctors didn't want to do them.
I also want to point out the other solution that they had when she wanted to work on her breasts. They were suggesting that she go smaller, because they would have done it if she was willing to
And
go
that's when I
smaller.
thought she was going
I
to.
thought she was
Yeah.
going to go through it, and she was like, no. Like,
Well, even with that though, that disturbed me the most. How it was just like, it was up here and then like it like hung. Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
It was
yeah.
just like dangly.
Yeah.
Like that was so.
the
Oh my
fact
god!
that
I
she
was
would
like,
rather
what?
have that than to have a lift, because they were actually going to lift it. And
Especially
then,
if you are working out naked, that
Yeah.
cannot be like good for your skin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It just
Definitely
seems
not,
like it's
definitely
just
not.
skin just.
They were
oh my
very,
God.
very droopy. Very, very droopy breasts.
Literally.
Very droopy breasts, and I like how he was making that metaphor between like comparison between a sock and like putting a big small foot and a big sock, and
Oh my
it was
God.
so
You
much.
have a big
I just have
sock.
never seen that before. So it was just like, what's going on with your body that
Yeah.
it reacted that way? Or I don't know.
It seemed to me that they didn't want to operate because they were suggesting to go. They were saying go small, but they never said we would have we would have to take the implant out. They were just saying, let's do a lift. And even though a lift doesn't make you bigger, it makes you appear bigger because it's just higher. So to the naked eye, you're like, oh, because they just like look rounder, but even though they're like, their dimensions are not changed.
Right.
So to me, it seemed that they were just kind of like, we don't want to associate ourselves with this because it's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I feel like they probably do have those conversations too, like especially if she's, you know, on Instagram like that. I feel like they don't even want, like, please don't tag us, ma'am. If you could,
Right, like,
tell the world
you know,
that-
we want our license. Like,
Right.
we don't want to have to stop
Please
practicing.
don't send us clients like you.
I'm glad they didn't perform
Yeah,
her.
I'm glad
so.
too. And they even mentioned on the show, they're like, listen, we have two different kinds of patients. We have the ones who have suffered all this, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then we have the other ones that are more like you who want to go bigger. And I just thought it was interesting that they kind of admitted that because we all know it, but they were
Right.
so
That was the first time
open.
they've said that.
Yeah, first time they said that. So I thought, you know, that was good. But I really hope that she gets a lift. She needs a lift, man. She doesn't need anything bigger.
I hope she just stops touching
No,
herself.
seriously.
Like, okay, that didn't sound right.
That didn't sound
But I hope that she, you know, just
Yeah.
stops going forward with more procedures.
Yeah. Oh, crazy. What an episode. Is there
Good
anything
episode.
See, I said it was my favorite one. Look at us talking.
Is there anything else you would like to bring up before we head into some fan shout outs?
Can't wait for next week. Do you
Can't
wanna see
wait
the
for next
preview?
week.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Well, let's do quick predictions, even though it's hard to predict on this show.
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
But
I
I
just
like
can't
the
wait.
sound
I
drop.
want to see what she spent $450K on.
Me
Like,
too.
that's what-
Yeah,
and I
for
want to see
sure.
a before photo.
Yes,
like,
that's
I'm
what we're
pumped for
looking
that.
forward
Yes,
to see,
yes.
you know, the
Where's that
previews that
money
we
going?
saw. Yeah, where did all that money go into this one? We're looking forward to that.
Looking
Yes.
forward
Yeah.
to okay. I like that, and looking forward to seeing how the money is spent. What else are we seeing? Like it seemed that there's a scene where it looks very, very tricky that they kind of seem lost. This
Yeah,
episode,
it looks like her areola was gone or something. Like that was very disturbing.
It was
I want to
so
know what
disturbing.
happened with all of that
my
to
gosh.
where she got to that point.
yeah, very graphic. And even watching the previews, we were being so loud in the studios. We're like, it's screaming. It's going to be a very graphic episode. Very, very graphic episode. But we're really looking forward to it. I want to do a quick shout out to Confi Time. I don't know really how to say your name, but thank you so much for being in the live chat saying, I can't wait to see episode 1 tomorrow night here in Canada. Shout out to Canada. I've loved you guys talking about this season, and I'm looking forward to each show.
Aw, thank you, Coffee.
Thank you so much, and we're looking forward to each show as well. And that's why we'll be back next week for another episode. In the meantime, guys, where can people follow you?
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. You can follow me on all social media at Abigail_AF.
Hey guys, you can find me on all social media also at _Tyra Prude.
And you guys can find me on Instagram at The Real Nycole, and that's Nycole with a Y.
Awesome. And guys, follow me on Instagram at Bonjour Juliet, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.